Hello, everyone, and welcome to my tier list for the Infinity Saga. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, ever since I finished my retrospective on the Infinity Saga, and I also have another list for Phase 4 for the start of the Multiverse Saga that I am also going to do a direct video for after I do this one. But I really wanted to do this and also wanted to encourage having a discussion about this. So this tier list should be open for anybody to make their own uh, list here. This template is available. All you have to do is just go to the website, easy as that, and you'll be able to find this one. So I have every film here in phases 1 through 3. Excuse me, all the way from Iron Man all the way to Spider-Man Far From Home. And I have them list here accordingly. So let me go over a couple of them, the rankings here, because I ranked them differently instead of the the grade ranks. I gave them metal ranks. So at the top here is Platinum. Platinum to me is perfect. These films are perfection. These are the films that Marvel films and generally any superhero film should strive for. Those are the ones that are the that's what I would say the platinum standard. For gold, those are the excellent movies. Movies that are really good, not perfect, but really enjoyable. Silver is the decent movies. Those movies, they're not great, but they're not terrible. They do the job just enough. They meet the minimum requirements, in my opinion. Bronze to me is the there was an attempt. Like there's some good ideas here, a couple good things here, but it ultimately falls flat, but still deserves to be up on the podium. And then copper is the participation trophy, and there's not really a lot of films I don't think are going to be in that section, but I do know at least one that's definitely going there. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting off the list is Iron Man. And of course, Iron Man's going in platinum. I mean, there's it shouldn't be that surprising. I mean, I recently just heard that the film was inducted into the Library of Congress. Like they only do that for movies like that are very significant in terms of cinematic history. So the fact that Iron Man is doing it over any other Marvel movie, that is a sign of I, words can't even describe. That's how awesome it is to me. Next is The Incredible Hulk. Now, I like The Incredible Hulk. I think it's a great movie. I don't think it's perfect. There are definitely some things holding it back, like the Doc Samson character. They pretty much just wasted him. And I do think there were some things that could have been fleshed out better. But we are kind of getting things about that retroactively. We got more Abomination. We're supposedly going to get Red Hulk here, hopefully with Harrison Ford taking on the role of Thunderbolt Ross. That's kind of cool. And also, we got the leader coming back in Captain America 4, so that's going to be awesome. So yeah, but for now, I'm debating on this because I really enjoy it, but I'll put it in silver. It's no, get down there. Yeah, it's a very good second place movie to me. That's how I see it. Moving on from that, we have Iron Man 2, a sequel that is definitely underrated, but I am glad it's getting a lot more attention. I do really enjoy it, though I'd say out of the trilogy, it's probably the weakest for me, mainly due to a lot of the stuff that's happening in the film. There's a lot of different subplots happening and so much going on, but I still think it's really good. Following that, we have Thor, and just as this might be a hot take, but I think the fantasy, the like Norse mythology, all that stuff, it all peaked with the first Thor film for me. It didn't get, they didn't find any way to make the mythology stuff better. Like their sci-fi stuff definitely got better, especially during Ragnarok. But in terms of fantasy and mythology, it didn't really quite get there. The blend of sci-fi and fantasy that didn't really mesh as much in the first film, and I pretty much argue even the second one. So I will also give it a silver. Next, we have Captain America: The First Avenger, and this film, if you see my retrospective, you know this is still like pretty much my all-time favorite MCU film. But I'm even willing to set aside because there's the one scene, and anybody who's seen my video on the movie, you know the one scene that really irks me. If that scene was cut, I would put it in platinum, but because it's still there, it's going in gold. And then we have the Avengers. Now, this is another hot take. I don't think is as good as people remember it. For the time, it was groundbreaking. It did so much in terms of how Marvel and pretty much how a lot of studios would do cinematic stuff, or cinematic universes, I should say. But I think the story is very lacking. Like it's very much built around the interactions with the characters, which I really do enjoy. Like I enjoy seeing all the characters talk with each other, just kind of like be actual people. I do all like that, but the story, it feels a bit more like an afterthought. And plus, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really think that Chitauri are very boring, boring villains. They are so boring. So I'm gonna probably anger some people, but I'm putting it in silver. And that's the end of Phase 1. Going into Phase 2, we have Iron Man 3. This is the Iron Man that I would put at gold. Because, and I know this, I will say this, Whiplash is the better villain among this and Aldrich Killian in Iron Man 3. But I feel like the action and just the overall story worked better in 3 than in 2. And yeah, I guess that's just me. And I'm probably gonna get some hate about because of the Mandarin twist, but honestly, I don't mind it that much. I mean, I thought it was really funny, and I kind of enjoyed the fact that we did finally get the real Mandarin. Would have been nice if he and Iron Man could have actually fought, but maybe What If could do that. We'll see. Going on from there, we have Thor: The Dark World, and this is the one that gets the Copper Award because I really don't like this movie. I really don't like it. I don't outright hate it, but I definitely do not like it. Like, it is the lowest point in the Infinity Saga for me. Like, really, it is just so boring. God. Like, for something that is supposed to have a lot of, like, dark threats and this big scale, like, it's just so generic and monotonous. Oh, God. Like, it's... Oh. Yeah, it's bad. Moving on. Next, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. That one I'm going to give a solid gold. That is a solid gold movie. Of course, you can't really go wrong with James Gunn. Yeah, I just realized now, while recording this, I just skipped Winter Soldier. I don't know why the pictures are in the order that they are. I thought I had ordered them correctly, but I guess the website ordered them differently, so that's weird. It's confusing me, but yeah, Winter Soldier. I, come on. I know some people are not gonna like me for this, but I am gonna put it in gold. Like it is near perfect. The only thing that keeps it for being perfect is the fact that I already knew what happened because I had that one asshole classmate in school who would like spoil everything. Like he's the reason why I never got into stuff like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones because every Monday after the weekend when like that stuff aired, like he would just come in and just spout out the spoiler. So, oof. But that's really the only thing that's holding me back from enjoying the film. Everything else I think is awesome, but It's just there. If I had been able to go into it blind and not know what happened, I would put it in platinum. But oh well. Next is Avengers: Age of Ultron, and I'll be honest, I think this one is better than the first. I really do, because I think the story is better. The character interactions are awesome as well, but I think they found a way to have the story work organically and then create the interactions through the story rather than create the interactions and then have the story be created around the interactions. Like it felt a lot more natural in my opinion. So again, I might get some hate on that, but hey, I mean, at least you could say that both Joss Whedon films are not in platinum. I guess that's something. And then closing off Phase 2, we have Ant-Man. That gets a solid silver. It's a good movie. Good movie. Not great. Like it's fine for what it needs to be. It's the perfect little distraction, like the first two Ant-Mans are supposed to be. I really do think if they cut out Falcon, if they cut out the Falcon bit, I think the film would have worked better. Like, if Falcon wasn't really, if they cut Falcon out of the film, I would have put it in gold. That's how much I think it would have worked. But that's just my opinion again. Moving on, we have Civil War, and this is the one that I'm going to put in platinum. This is the Captain America movie that really deserves it. Because it's crazy to think that we have a movie that many consider like Avengers 2.5, but yet it still very much feels like a Captain America movie, and I love that. It is so good. Next, we got Doctor Strange. That is a gold, solid gold movie. Really love that. Scott Derrickson's work on it is chef's kiss. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, another gold. I mean, I would pretty much put both of them together, because they're like the only films that in the MCU that I kind of feel are on the exact same level. Like, and that's not to say like either of them aren't like perfect, but I do think they work really well. And the sequel just gives us more of what we want, and it does exactly that. I'm hoping the third film can kind of go a little bit to the extra mile. And from the looks of the trailer, yeah, it definitely seems like we're going to get that extra mile, so I'm very excited for that. But, if I had to pick between the two and say which one I would prefer, I would say 2. Just because I think that one kind of has a bit more of an impact with me than the first one, but, I still enjoy both of them equally. Next is Spider-Man Homecoming. That is another solid gold. It is the perfect way to reboot a character that we have seen so many times and skipping over a lot of the origin and just giving us what we want. A Spider-Man movie. Thor Ragnarok gets the solid gold as well, because wow, it is such a fun movie, and it really sucks that Love and Thunder decided to take that fun and make it too fun. And then Black Panther, ooh. I'll stick it in gold. Only because the climax, the CG for the climax, man, those effects. I mean, like the effects everywhere else is fantastic. So it's insane to me that like the climax has that level of effects. Like if it wasn't as bad as that, I would put it in platinum. But just because, the cat has decided to join the ranking. Say hello, kitty. What's your favorite Marvel movie, huh? I don't think you've watched any of them with me. Okay, go on. Alright, and then we have Avengers Infinity War. That is platinum tier, baby. Moving on to Ant-Man and the Wasp, that gets the bronze. Like, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, there are some good stuff in there, but man, it feels like there's a lot of meandering about. They're just going from one place to the next. It's and it does feel kind of like a letdown considering all that was supposed to be happening, but again, just a lot of meandering. Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel also gets the bronze for me because, like, I see it as the most okay Marvel movie. It's like the most okay movie I've ever seen for Marvel. So, I can't really say if I like it or hate it. So I guess, yeah, I guess because I see it as okay, it deserves at least the bronze. And we have Avengers Endgame. I really love this movie. I really do. But if I acknowledge the flaws, then it gets the gold. Like, Infinity War, that to me really reaches perfection. Endgame gets so close, but there's just a couple tiny things that hold it back, for me at least. And then finishing off the Infinity Saga, we have Spider-Man Far From Home, which also gets the bronze. Because, like Ant-Man and the Wasp, there's some good stuff in there, but just a lot of meandering and going from one place to another. There is my tier list for the Infinity Saga. So to recap, all the way down at Copper, we have Thor the Dark World. It is the only one that has that lowest ranking. Congrats. You're terrible. Over at Bronze, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man Far From Home. Movies that tried, but definitely needed to try harder. Over at Silver, we got Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, The Avengers, and Ant-Man. Movies that are good, but could have been better. Then, up to Gold, we got Captain America the First Avenger, Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Avengers Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, and Avengers Endgame. Really good movies, almost perfect, but not quite. And then the perfect films, the Platinum tier, only 3 managed to keep it to the top. So that is kind of surprising to me, but seeing the ones that they are definitely perfect films in my eyes. Iron Man, Captain America Civil War, and Avengers Infinity War. And there you have it. That is my tier list for the Infinity Saga. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, you can find this template on the website here, and you can make your own tier list. I really would like to see what people's opinions are where they think these films should be ranked. You can even let me know in the comments below. I'll also have my video out for the ranking of Phase 4 pretty soon after this. I'm going to be recording it right after I finish this, so there you go. Again, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.